Welcome to Bon Appetit, where we make all of your dreams in the kitchen come true. Well, I checked my calendar, and it's the end of April, which means it's strawberry season. So today we'll be making you a fresh strawberry pie. We went to our local strawberry farm, I believe it's Waller Farm. A little shout out to our local Waller Farm. And let's see what we're going to need to make this. Of course, the pie starts with a pie crust. I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour sifted that I've separated 2 ways. So this is half a cup, 2 half cups, got it. I need 1/2 of that large egg. I have 4 tablespoons of cubed butter. And oddly enough, I've got this little half-frozen bottle of vodka. We'll talk about that in just a moment. On the filling side, for our filling, we have about 2 cups of finely chopped strawberries and 3 cups of coarsely chopped strawberries. This is 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. We use cane sugar. And this is 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I also have apple cider vinegar, vanilla and almond extract. So let's start with the crust. I've studied a new technique where you split your flour in half, add the butter, and go ahead and cut in the butter with half of your flour. I've heard the reason for doing this is to make the crust fluffier and flakier. Because what this will do is it will surround the particles of flour with butter, so that when we combine our other half a cup, it won't allow the gluten strands to meet. So if you allow the gluten strands to meet, and if you overwork your dough, then you're going to get not the fluffy, flaky consistency you're looking for. Hey Carrie, what type of berry should you always try to stay away from?
I don't know.
A robberry.
I get it.
So you'll see we've got a nice crumbly texture here. I think it might be time to cut in the rest of our flour. Oh, and before we started, I added a half a tablespoon of sugar to this, as well as a couple of pinches of salt, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. We've got our dry mix. We don't want to overwork it. This is when I'm going to add half of an egg. Make a well. Add about half of an egg to that. Oh, a little overboard, but we'll be fine. I got a tip from a local grandmother about pie crusts that water encourages gluten production, so we're going to use straight vodka instead, which I'm sure, these are $1 a pop at my local vodka station. We'll start with about half of that and see if we're going to need the other half to bring this into a crust. And I don't think we're going to need it. So with all that moisture in there, I'm going to go ahead and turn it out onto my silpat. Bring it together with my hands. So now you can really feel where the moisture is. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of that vodka in there. Or most of it. Alcohol abuse.
Or water.
Put a little flour under here, just a little bit. Flour in my hands this time. Flour in my rolling pin. This bad boy out. Okay, I've got my greased 9-inch pie pan right here. All I did was run butter all through the bottom, up around the sides, maybe about half a tablespoon of butter all day. And as usual, the best way to move your pie crust is to fold it in half first. Lift it out of there, drape it over half of your pie pan, and then unfold it to the rest of the pie pan. So we missed our mark a little here. Try to make an adjustment. Okay, that side's gonna need some help. Now normally I would pinch this right to the edge. I'm gonna leave overage around the edge, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Make sure your pie crust goes all the way to the bottom of the pan. Let those air bubbles out. This stuff is so forgiving. This is where you can just press your extras into the areas where you need a little more help. Like so. Okay, now the reason I went so far over the edge is because we're going to reverse the edge and tuck it back in like this. So you've got a double layer of crust on the outside of your pie. Alright, now we're going to blind bake it. I've got my oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Put in my parchment paper. Grab my old reliable jar of dry beans. Put just enough in there to hold all of that down. We're not afraid to make mistakes around here, so what you're going to want to do before all of that is take your trusty fork and just fork around everywhere the crust is. This prevents bubbling. Should be about enough. If you want to, you can go around and crimp your little edges. Pinch. I'm going to cook that until the edge is golden brown, almost fully cooked, and it's going to take about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, I have my thinly sliced strawberries, about 2 cups here, 2/3 a cup of sugar, and that on the top. 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I'm going to use a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice if you have lemon juice available. Half a teaspoon of almond extract. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. Start that on a medium heat. And give it a good stir. Hey Carrie, what do you call a scary fruit?
No idea.
A blueberry. Now you'll see as these heat up, the strawberries are getting softer. They're releasing their moisture. It's getting really thin, but don't worry about that. The cornstarch will get this all really thick as we let it set after we cook it. So, hey Carrie. What do you call a sad strawberry?
I don't know.
A blueberry.
Aww.
Our filling has been on the heat for about 5 or 6 minutes. You can see how it's thickening up. The strawberries have become nice and soft. And while it's hot, we're just going to fold in the other 3 cups of our strawberries, fresh strawberries. All right. That's been in there for 20 minutes. Pull that out. Remove our pie weight. As you see, it's not quite done. Before it gets there, got the remainder of our egg from the pie dough, and a tablespoon of heavy cream. We're going to fork that up real quick. Fork around with it, get it forked. And then egg wash the entire crust. And what this will do is we'll seal the crust, because we're going to throw it back in for about 5 more minutes. And this will seal the crust so that when we add all the moisture from our filling, it won't soak through the crust and make it soggy. This will keep it from sogifying. Is that the word I'm looking for, honey?
Sure.
Wow, it shrank a little, didn't it? Okay. So if you try this at home, stretch it out a little further than I did. I definitely got the little crummy peaks I was looking for on my outside. But I would stretch it out a little more. It definitely shrank. Or use more pie weights, I guess would be another solution. So I'm just going to pop that in there for another 5 minutes. Alright. This is our result. After 5 more minutes, I couldn't be happier. It's a nice dark color around the edge. It's fully cooked in the center, you can tell just by giving it a little pat. So we're going to let that cool for about 15 or 20 minutes. Our crust has been cooled. It's nice and uniform. Fully cooled. We've got our moisture mixture is fully cooled. So we're going to try and avoid splashdown. And just go ahead and rock all of that in. Now the part that Carrie's going to hate is in order for this to congeal, we're going to leave it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Blasphemy, I know. But before we leave this in the fridge, I'm going to just cover it with a little bit of aluminum foil, just loosely covered. Lightly pinch the sides down, in case anything tries to fall into it while we let it cool. Because more cakes and pies have been killed by falling objects than by falling over themselves. Now, hey Carrie, do you know where I got the idea for this recipe?
No idea.
From the library. Since we're not afraid of making mistakes, I'm not sure what went wrong with this pie, but it never set, it never congealed. I even came back, I scooped the filling out, added 2 more tablespoons of cornstarch, stirred that up, and it just wouldn't set in the refrigerator. So I cheated and froze it. So here we have our delectable frozen strawberry pie. Let's cut us a slice. Lift. So you see the nice flaky layers of the crust because of that new technique that I used. There's another good cutaway.
Yours is bigger than mine.
Oh no. And of course here I have some of that kiwi whipped cream that I might show you in a future video. Just a little dollop of that for the top. So, now that the strawberry season, for a hot summer day, see the fork goes right through it. Grab you some of that whipped cream. Wow. That is slightly sweet, slightly tart, and entirely refreshing. So thank you for joining us on Bon Appetit. Leave any comments you'd like to see us recipe in the future below in the comments. We're going to dive into this pie. We hope you try this at home, and we'll be seeing you soon. God bless.
We're recording. Did you see that?
This moth is
Oh my man. It likes the light.
Ooh, did I get any on you?
No. Oh. Sorry. This moth. What a nitnick.
Here, pause it. Stop recording. But like I said before, you don't want to overwork the dough. You don't want to encourage the gluten. Gluten, if you can imagine, is like Velcro. It's hooks and loops. It's little protein hydrocarbon chains. Mostly based on a hexagonal formation, and what happens is they tend to share electrons on the outside shell. Okay, we're going to bake this until the edge is golden brown and almost completely cooked. So I'm going to give that 20 minutes at 400 degrees. And I'm going to give that... Alright, you can see how thick and rich this is becoming. I took it off the heat right before it started to get really thick. You see how thick the strawberries are getting very soft? All right.
That's what he said.
Filming? Mm-hmm. How long have we been filming?
Just a second.
So anyway, this has been in for about 10 minutes. We've got the results of Carrie's pie crust cookie cube with the chocolate chips. If you'll pan down, let me see. I'll cut it like this for the camera. Just cut that in half and bam.
Ooh,
got this inner coat. It's just a little bite. It's got a nice little crust on the bottom. Oozing chocolate in the top. I think I did a lot better with the empanada last week, but you'll have to watch that video to check it out. God bless, amen. Okay, camera 1 is live. Oh, snap. I'm kidding. It's not that hot at all. So now we're in Act 4. Act 4, wait. Welcome to Act 4 of our strawberry pie presentation. Story of this strawberry pie.
Of this beautiful, colorful pie.
Are we filming?
Yes, dear.